This is still Mass Make March, and in this video I thought it would be fun to see how many different kinds of things we could create with embossing. So there's going to be two types of embossing in this video. The first one is going to be what we call dry embossing. Dry meaning there's no ink or paint being used. We're just using embossing folders and various kinds of paper. So let me show you a couple I pulled out. I have tons of embossing folders. I have a lot of the Tim Holtz ones, the alterations, so they're very, very old. So with these, you just put the paper in and you can just run it right through your machine, which I'll show you in a second. But the newest thing that has come out are these 3D embossing folders, and these are Tim Holtz. This is Altenew, I don't know how to say their name. And at first I didn't like them because I was having such a hard time running them through my machine. But now I figured out the way to do it, and I'm going to show you some examples. They're super thick. They really become 3D. Do you see the difference in this as compared to this? Like, this is just like super paper thin plastic, right? So I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to use those. Now, I had the crank Big Shot, but about a year ago, I realized I just could not do it. My hands, being an older woman, I just couldn't hold on to it and crank it, and it was killing me, and I stopped embossing, to be honest. And then I decided, well, wait a minute, why don't you just get one of those electric Big Shots? So that's what I got. So here's my electric Big Shot Plus, and I will tell you that I love this. It is pricey if you have a lot of embossing folders and you've got the crank and you're ready to upgrade from the crank, then I could see you investing in this. If you're just starting, I would say probably get a crank, but here's the trick. I think the crank ones, they're still over $100. This was $300. So the difference is about a $200 difference. And how much can you actually physically do? So let me just show you how quick and easy this is. So you have to have the different pads that come with any of the embossing machines. And I love this giant platform that you get with the Sizzix Big Switch, okay? And then you have to have two embossing plates. You can tell that I've used this one to do a lot of cutting. You can see all the cutting marks in it. And you're going to have a sandwich. They're all about sandwiches. And let's just take one of these real quick. This is just a piece of white cardstock. You just put it in between. You use your platform. You lay a plate. You put your embossing folder. And then you're going to push. You're going to put the next one on top. Okay? And you just push it a little bit. And it catches. Well, I say it catches. There we go. And then it just comes out the other side, and then I'll show you what that looks like. And that's it. And see how simple that is? And so here's the way it comes out. What I found with the electric one is you get a much better, deeper embossing on any kind of paper that you do. So that's one of the reasons that I do really like this machine. So because it's Mass Make March, and I'm going to say, well, let's sit here and, make a bunch of things, I decided, well, what would be, let me experiment. So I've been experimenting for the past couple hours, and you get to see all the fun stuff that I'm going to tell you we can do. So when I said I wasn't real hot on these when I first got them, I probably didn't read the directions, and that's probably why I didn't really like them. But let me just show you what I found works now in my Big Shot. So you put the paper in between there. This is so thick. See how it hardly even bends? Here's what I found. The only way I can make this work. You don't make a sandwich with the two plates. You have your platform, you have your embossing folder, and then you have one plate on top. That's the only way that I can really get this to work. Now it just goes right on through. So I wanted you to just know from my trial and error, here's what you can make this work, okay? Now, this is some pretty heavy-duty cardstock. What you're going to find, if the heavier the cardstock is, the less of the embossing that you have. And especially because I can't use the two plates. So this came out okay. you know, I'll still use it. It's just you don't see all the delineation that you would normally see. So I wanted you to know how to use those 3D plates. Now this one, this Altenew one is not as thick. It is 3D, and I can use the sandwich. Okay, it's just those big Tim Holtz ones. And probably I need to go watch one of his videos and he'll tell me how to do it. Okay, let's get into what are some fun papers. So I came up with 6 different types of paper that we can use to do dry embossing. Okay, check it out. First one, this is something you probably have. If you have scrapbooking cardstock paper left over, did you know that you can run it through there? Now you can't really see the numbers on that design. So what did I do? I took my Distress ink pad and I just ran it all the way over the top to see that. So if you use any kind of pre-printed scrapbook paper, you're going to get the embossing, but you're really not going to see it. You're probably going to have to darken it, or it just depends on the paper. Because look, when I used a whiter paper, and this is actually a piece of paper from one of my digital kits. This is actually some Michelangelo drawings left that I was able to use in my digital kit, and I ran that through there, and I haven't had to touch it up. Can you see? You can see the embossing. So it just adds another layer of interest. So the first one is scrapbook cardstock. Have you ever thought about using aluminum foil? Look, you can run regular, now this is not the cheap aluminum foil, this is the heavy duty aluminum foil, but you can run this through and look at these beautiful fun designs. Now, of course, it's always going to be silver, but there's going to be a trick I'm going to show you in a moment to change the color. But look, so there's your second one. Use aluminum foil. Okay, have you ever thought about using wax paper? You can actually run wax paper, and this is just, it's not parchment paper, it's wax paper. And I ran that through, and this looks really cool. Let's say I wanted to put some, just add some interest to a piece of cardstock. You could lay that on top of there. Can you kind of see? You see the design. It's really more about the texture, kind of like Braille paper that we use. So you could lay that on there. Or you could do what I just showed you again. Take your Distress ink pad and rub it all over. And now look at the totally different effect that you get. So on top of another piece of cardstock, look, that's actually kind of fun. Okay, so we've got pre-printed cardstock, we've got aluminum foil, we've got wax paper. Okay, now, I don't do this anymore, but I have stacks of the glossy photo paper that you could print your photos on. I don't really print photos anymore, but I did a lot before. So I had those sitting in the drawer, and I went, Diane, why don't you just run that through the machine? Oh, look how beautiful these come out. I wish you could see the way it's real shiny and nice. You can run the ink on that, but I just kind of like the tone on tone. So there's the numbers. Let me see. There we go. You can see the numbers. This is the 3D embossing that I ran through. And again, if you could see how beautiful it is. It looks like I embossed the paper because it's that glossy cardstock, okay? And then there's that big flower. That one is just stunning. So I could cut around there and put it in. And then I love this one. I've had this for a pretty long time. This is a Doris model, which was the knockoffs. They were like the generic embossing folders. And then there's I ran the Jesus through there. So that's a great way to use this to get faith on your scrapbook. Okay, so there's the next one that we have. So there's number 4, and that was using glossy photo paper. What about if we used envelopes? Okay, well, I have a little trick for you if you want to run envelopes through embossing folders. So this is a really inexpensive, probably from Dollar Tree envelope, which means it costs almost nothing. And I left it out, okay, because I'd have to run it through again to run that through. And I just ran it through, and you can see all the way through, and it looks really good. You could, again, put some ink on there. So there's one envelope. But then here's my secret. This Same envelope, but look what I did. I put a piece of cardstock inside the envelope, and then I ran it through, and look how cool this is. So now you have an embossed envelope, and you have another piece of cardstock already embossed. And what it does is it doesn't tear through this really thin, cheap envelope paper. So that is really the better suggestion to do. So put a piece of cardstock in it. And then we all have these really inexpensive, business envelopes. And I would say do the exact same thing, because again, this is very cheap paper. If this is 20-pound paper, I'd be amazed. And when you put a piece of cardstock in, here we go again, you get an extra piece. So yes, you can run your envelopes through your embossing machine. And then hopefully you have some black cardstock. Now, look at the total different effect that you get. Okay, here, I'm going to show it to you. We're going to show the two. Okay, here's the glossy photo paper, and then there's the black cardstock. The black cardstock, again, the reason you're not going to think why I'm so excited about this is because I feel all this. So once you run it through there, look how gorgeous that is. So you get two totally different effects. So look, I ran all these through. This is just some inexpensive black cardstock. It's not real. If it's 60-pound, I'd be amazed, which that's not heavy-duty cardstock. So I just ran all these pieces through, and look at all the stash that I now have. So I did run this inexpensive black cardstock through the 3D, and it came out gorgeous. So you really can see, in this one, you totally can see this. This looks like I have a crocheted piece of lace on top of there. Okay, so there is 6 different types of paper that you can run through your embossing machine with your embossing folders and have these as ephemera. And now they're ready to go. We can make pockets, we can do pages, we can hinge them. That's another video. What if we went and added some wet medium? Okay, well, if you look at these pieces, hopefully you can guess what these are. So this is my aluminum foil that I ran through, and this is alcohol inks. Look how gorgeous they become. So if you've got alcohol inks, get out your embossing folders and run some aluminum foil, and look at these beautiful pieces that I made just by adding the alcohol inks. And then that, I just actually dripped it on. So you can use alcohol inks on the paper. What else could you do? Now, this is getting into a little bit of the wet embossing. So I ran that 3D on white cardstock, and then I added some white pigment ink on there, and then I embossed it with clear embossing powder. It's okay. I mean, I'll use it. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, not really. And then I just dabbed it with a dabber with the clear embossing on top of it, and again ran it through the white. It's okay. But then what I did with this one is you can take different colored ink pads if you have them and rub them on. So you don't always have to use brown, okay? So I just picked some green. So there's a couple ways you can do that. And then as I showed you, this was an envelope that I ran through. I didn't have the cardstock in the middle of it. And then I just ran some ink across the top of it. So see the different effect that you get? Look at that. And then let's find the other one that we ran through. I think I ran that through. Yeah, that was the numbers. Well, I guess I didn't. Let me see, which one is this? No, it's a different one. But you get the idea. So there is 6 different papers. I taught you how to run it through whether you have the crank embossing machine or if you have the electric one. But that's dry embossing. Sit and spend maybe about an hour and you can make, look at all these pieces that I made. I didn't even count them. There's probably like 30 pieces of ephemera that I have here, all ready for the next step.